How you going, guys? So I've done the unthinkable. I've gambled and I bought myself an ex-coal mine vehicle. So how it all came about was I was having smoko at work the other day, brought up the auction sites to see what was getting around, and there was 79 series dual cab ute. It was just going for a price I couldn't ignore. Next thing you know, a couple of clicks later, and I've purchased myself a 2018 dual cab 79 series ute with 78,000 Ks on the clock. So, yeah, at a price like that, I couldn't say no. Yep, it's a bit of a gamble, but I had to do it. Didn't tell the wife. Next thing you know, ringing the missus. Hey, guess what, love? We bought ourselves a cruiser. So here we go, guys. This is what she looks like. As you can see, I bought it in November. Sure enough, I was rocking the moustache for Movember. So, yeah, it must have been meant to be. As we walk around it, seems like a pretty good car. Haven't found any rust in it, so to speak. A couple of bits of surface rust I can see underneath the mud that's on it. But other than that, a couple of dings and stuff. But she seems like a pretty decent car. At 40 grand, couldn't say no. You know, those kind of prices, if you've got to do a little bit of work on them, yeah, kind of willing to take a bit of a gamble. As you can see, full mine spec. Tail lights aren't even on the tray, they're up on the roof, so that's going to have to be fixed, obviously. So she's filthy, there's no two ways about it. Came to me basically straight off the mines by the looks of it, so I'll give you a bit of a look on the inside. So she's grubby as, she hasn't been cleaned or anything. Looks like they've given it a bit of a blowout and that's about it. You know, we'll have a bit of a look up on the hood lining. As you can see, dust and you name it all over the roof. Even comes complete with a good old mine spec roll bar, which the way Chrissy drives, we might need to leave that in. Even in the glove box, got a full electrical control box. Nothing actually works on it. They've obviously disconnected all the wires, but hey, why not leave it for me? I might find a use for it somewhere. The dash itself, not too bad. We've got a couple of screw holes in it and stuff from where they put CBs, but you know, I'll just mount mine CB there, fill in the holes that way, I guess. Everything seems to work, aircon works, everything else. The one good thing is the seats are surprisingly in great shape. They've obviously had seat covers on them since new. The vinyl's great. The cushioning's actually really good still. You know, I know a lot of people complain about the seats and stuff in these 79 series, but maybe it's just me. I drove around the old 75 series for a long time back in the day, so I reckon they're not too bad to sit in. I don't find them uncomfortable at all. Back seat here, as you can see, again, vinyl in great shape. The floor vinyl is actually not too bad. The only thing with the floor vinyl is really where they've cut it to put the roll bar in, but back of the driver's seats and everything, all good. So it's a good start off. In behind the back seats, as you can see, the old dust everywhere, but you know, 40 grand for a 79 series with 78,000 Ks on it. You can't expect it to be detailed, surely. So I'll give you a bit of a look underneath. And when I say she's dirty underneath, I reckon there's got to be a couple hundred kilos worth of dirt and mud underneath this. So as you look under, you can see on the chassis rails, she's well and truly coated. The floor, the exhaust, you name it. Well, you can see there's a bit of surface rust coming through, but looking at the floor pans, they all seem to be in shape. So hopefully good clean, bit of treatment, I'll come up all right. Now I know I've got a gearbox there somewhere, but at the moment it's basically just a ball of mud. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's obviously the kind of crap they're driving through down the Singo mines. But again, 40 grand. I had to take the gamble. Not a gambling man, but you know, I love my cars, and we're planning on doing the trip around Australia, so what better to do it in than the 79 series. Best thing, just come with a decent set of mud trains, so gotta be happy about that. Yeah, it's caked everywhere. Looks like may have a couple of rust holes up underneath the inner guard here. Hopefully it's not too bad when I clean it off, but you know, like I said, and like I said to the wife, I've got to do a couple of repairs. At 40 grand, I'm happy for that. Give you a bit of a look under the engine bay. Just sit you here for a sec. So when the car arrived, this is basically the only thing that seems to be they've actually kept clean. You look in the engine bay, it's actually really tight in here. They've gone over it all. There's no real corrosion on it or anything, which is really good. Like all the alloy, it's got a bit of dulling, but it's not really no corrosion or oxidization build up. So it's clear they've been keeping a good look at it mechanically. Like the only rust I'm finding is a bit of surface rust on brackets and tubes. That, those things come out unplated from the engine, from the factory, so they're going to rust with a bit of salt water anyway. Now, as I showed you with down the other side on the inside of the wheel arches, see if we can pick it up, but all the inside of the guards they're absolutely caked with mud as well, so that's what would have caused that rust on the inside of the wheel arch. Hopefully it's not too bad and we can get it all fixed up, but we'll have a bit of a look in from the driver's side. The door panel here's had a bit of a beating, but I'll make up some custom door panel bottoms for them, get a bit of a mat pocket in it and some speakers, because the old 4-inch speakers in the dash, they don't do much for these things. Wires hanging out the dash, no idea what they're for. I'll have to get the test light on and try and trace down where they're running to. Got the rear vision camera. Good thing about this one is you can actually have it so it's on full-time camera, so once we get the canopy onto this thing, then I'll mount that to the top of the canopy and that'll be my rear vision while I'm driving. Stuff underneath the dash, again, dirt and dust and crap absolutely everywhere. But all the seat rails work. They're not rusted or anything, so they've obviously kept them lubed. I'll give her a bit of a start for you and you can see what she runs like. As you can see, starts really nicely. Doesn't need anything to get it going. Don't even have to accelerate, even when she's staying cold. It's kicked in really nicely, really evenly. And all you're hearing when she's running is the injectors. So it's clear that it's been maintained really well mechanically. We'll see how bad the rust is when we clean her off. Hopefully there's just a couple of little holes on the inner guards there. Even if I've got to take the guards off, so be it. So, guys, I'll get cleaning and we'll have a bit more of a look at it, eh?
How's it looking underneath, Shano?
What?
I said, how's it looking underneath?
Pretty good actually, nice and clean. Not very tasty though.
We've got our very own mud monster under here.
Okay, so I've spent about 6 hours all up so far underneath the car, girding out underneath it. So it's coming up pretty good. No real surprises as far as the rust is concerned or anything like that. So it's good straight body underneath it. Now the one issue that we do have is the dirt in the chassis. So all the way up to the very base of the main holes in the chassis is just chock-a-block full of dirt. So I'll show you how I'm flushing out the chassis at the moment and how much dirt's actually in this thing. So just keep this in mind if you actually buy one of these mine vehicles. So you can see the other side, water's pouring through at the moment. Quick look under. So that's what the floor's looking like, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll just try and get a shot into the hole of the chassis. As you can see, it's filled all the way up with mud. So you actually stick your hand in there at different points, it's actually solid with mud. So we'll come around the other side. Now what I've been doing is I've been flushing it through all the different holes, getting it as much out as possible. So now what I've done is I've actually plugged up all the major holes just to really wash it out. So I bought one of these little chassis cleaners up here. Unfortunately, the super strong magnets that they state aren't really up to the task. As you can see, I've just Grabbed a bit of an F-clamp out of the shed and clamped it up. So you can see I've filled most of the main holes on the chassis. So I'm basically just washing it right out, really giving it a good soaking. You've got to get as much of the dirt and crap out of these things as possible. But yeah, we'll keep on these cleaning out, and I'll give you a bit of a look at what she looks like after we've actually finished the flush out. Well, I've got the 79 series all clean and detailed up now, so she's come up actually really good. We've had her on the road since Christmas, so about 3 months now. In that time, I've put about 4,000 Ks on it. We've driven it down to Summernats and also out to Chinchilla to do the Watermelon Festival. On the way down to Summernats, we were towing the car trailer and an old Holden ute, and we averaged about 14.5, 15 litres per 100 kilometres. Out to Chinchilla and back towing the caravan, we ended up using about 19 litres per 100 kilometres. So she's running pretty well spot on where you expect on one of these beasts. Really happy with the way it runs, just chugs along and just keeps on going. Set the cruise control at 100 and off she goes. Well, I'll give you a bit of a look at how she's turned out since we've taken all the good old mine spec stuff off. So here she is, guys. As you can see, the moustache is gone with Movember, and the good old yellow reflective tape is a thing of the past. Really happy with the way she's come up. Body panels are in really good shape. Just a couple of little dings and so forth and light scratches, but nothing major in it. So very happy in general with the condition of the car. You probably noticed I've got black wheels on it now. Picked up a set of track correction wheels off of Facebook. So that's my track correction, that's all I'm going to worry about as far as we go before the trip. Now the worst panel damage I've got on the car is, you can just see on the door here, a few dings there on that little part. And again on the inside, it's obviously just as they've been loading stuff in and out of the car. But that's only minor. I was going to fix it up, but I thought, well, if we're going around Australia, chances are I might do a little bit more damage, so I may as well leave it. While I've got the door open, we'll have a bit of a look at the inside. As you can see, she's actually in pretty good shape. I've given the hood lining a good scrub. I've got all the dirt and stuff off. There's just a couple of stains left on it. But I'll be pulling that out to put the insulation on the roof because it bangs like a drum when it's raining when you're driving in this. So once it's down on the ground, I'll give it a bit of a scrub and hopefully clean that up a bit. Back of the front seats, really good shape. Vinyls in really good nick through here. We do have the cut where the roll bar used to go through, but other than that, it's all in one piece and straight. Have a bit of a gander at the front. Get in here, the vinyl, we've just got a little split just down here on the ground. Front seats are in good shape. The only mark on the front seat is just a bit of a wear impact point on the driver's seat, but other than that, cushioning's really good. Like I said, done 4,000 Ks in it. They're quite comfortable to sit in. Probably the only thing, they don't quite hug your bum as you're going around corners, but other than that, they're not too bad. Dash has come up really good. Very happy with the way the dash has come up. I've got rid of all the wires from behind the dash and the box in the glove box. So that's taken a heap of wires, unnecessary wires and stuff out of behind the dash. You can see it's all cleaned up. Under the holes from the CB player, CB, it's actually really good shape in the dash. So we've got a new head unit and a scan gauge and stuff like that to go, and I'll probably make up a bit of a center console and stuff as well. Very happy with that. Give you a bit of a look at underneath. Now, if you remember when we first got it, it was just caked with mud. As you can see, the floor panels are actually in really good shape. No dings or damage or rust or anything in them, so I'm very happy with that. Look down the chassis, you can see there's a bit of surface rust on the chassis, but there's no actual ingress rust into the chassis, which is really good. So I'll get in and I'll treat all that up and give it a coat with a bit of an epoxy paint. A little bit on the cross member, but other than that, the exhaust is the only really rusty part, and that's coming off to put a 3-inch straight through anyway, so that's all good. I can actually see a gearbox now, so that's always a bonus. All the suspension bits, everything else, actually all in really good shape. All the rubbers are in good nick, the ball joints, everything. Like I said, as we've been driving it around, it's actually been really good to drive. So that's the main thing. One of the few mine bits left on that I've got to get off is a monstrous big mud flap in the guards. I've got some proper flares to put on it, so that'll tidy that up. The only real rust in it is, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, up under the wheel arches. Since I've had it on the road, I've actually got under and given it a good belting with a hammer, just saw how bad the rust was. So I'm going to have to replace those inner guards, which luckily they're a bolt-on item, so I can just pick up set up from the wreckers and swap them over. Come into the tray, got a bit of surface rust and stuff on it. Other than that, it's really solid. That doesn't really matter too much to me because it'll be going and we'll put the canopy on. We've rerun all the wires down to the back rather than up the top. Interesting thing I found out when we were getting ready to register it was it had never actually been registered. So all the time it spent down in the mines, it was purely a site vehicle. So we're actually the first registered owners of the car. But, you know, 80,000 K still done on the mine sites. It was actually interesting going down to Summernats. You could tell when we'd set the cruise control on going down the highway, and it was very tight still. So it had clearly never really got up to those speeds before. But yeah. There you go, guys. It's a bit of a look at the 79 series. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to tag along and see how the build goes, and as we get it all ready for our trip around Australia, like and subscribe. And thanks for the view, guys. Have a good one.